What's up, everyone? Eric here. It's time for another episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 8, my server Swerve series where I'm talking about the runways. My light is off. I just realized that. There we go. Anyway, light is on now. But I'm joined by a special guest today, someone that I have known for a very long time that has never been on the podcast here with me, and that is Sylvia Sterling. Hi, Sylvia.
Hi,
Yes.
Eric.
How are you?
I'm
Doing
doing
good?
so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Staying
yeah.
booked and busy and blessed and all of the above and all those things. Sylvia, so before we get started here, I want to let you guys know, let all you folks know that Sylvia is a expert in drag. So titles everywhere. Titles everywhere.
All of my opinions, take them very seriously, because they're absolute.
Okay, right, definitive.
Yeah,
They're the number one. They're the only one that matters.
What I say goes, for sure.
Right. So as I always say during these, when I do my server swerves here, is that I want you guys to look at this with nothing but love. This is all for fun. All these drag artists are extremely talented. They're some of the most talented people in the world doing this. That's why they're on All Stars, and their looks are all valid. So if something isn't popping for you, and it's not working, we simply say swerve and keep it moving, and they can look cute on their own, and other people can love that. And if we are really feeling it, and we would want to get up in that look, then we will say serve, because that means that we're like really feeling it. So the runway this week was Miss Fill in the Blank, which I didn't understand what that was initially when they announced it, because I'm like, what does this mean? And then basically, as we're looking through these, it's like a category and a pageant. Like, imagine you're in a pageant and you're doing like a certain category, and you're filling in the blank to what that category would be or what your title is. I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, they did something similar to this on Skin Wars, the show that RuPaul hosted on, like, was it Hulu?
You're right. Yeah, it is on Hulu.
Like that.
Yeah.
They brought all the Drag Race queens, and it was like misunderstood,
Yeah. So it's basically how clever you are with like punny names and things like that. And I think some of them really, really nailed it for me, and some of them were not like great in my opinion, but they're doing their thing. So we're gonna go through these one at a time, and then we're gonna talk about them, and we're gonna also look at the Fame Game looks, because I really enjoy the fact that we're getting to see everyone's looks except for Heidi, unfortunately. Because I think Heidi had a really strong runway package, and I'm really sad that we didn't get to see the rest of her looks. Anyway,
love Heidi.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. The first look we have, and I have the names here of what they are in case they don't say it. So this is, first up is Jessica Wilde, and this is Miss Sausage Party. So let's take a look at her look here. I love Jessica, by the way. I don't know if you're really enjoying this.
I am. That's why she's my background. Oh, wrong way. That's why she's my background. I love Jessica Wilde so much. And
so this look, though, okay, so I want to say I think it looks cute. It's very campy, which I think Jessica does a good job. By the way, I know we're not talking about the challenges this week, but the challenge, she was so funny in the challenge this week. And
that was weird for me.
Was it really?
No. That's what she says at the end of her
yeah. That's right. About the whole guacamole and everything.
And the ETB card.
Let's get the side by side here of this look quickly. Just talk about it. Look at the face she's making. She is hilarious in this runway look. So this is Miss Sausage Party, and clearly I think the joke is, but it's also very apparent, is that it's just a pageant gown with sausages all over it. And even in the crown, I have to appreciate the fact that the crown also has sausages.
The crown is so funny because it's like
hilarious.
Going back, like it looks like it's falling over because it's
absolutely. So I think the intention behind this look, like I think the conception of this look is really fun. And I really enjoy the fact that we had, like, I think Jessica had a very strong episode. And so this runway look also to me spoke to that. So I enjoyed this one. I thought this was a good one. So I definitely, and I've got these little pop-ups here. I know you probably haven't seen them before, but here's my little pop-up. I think this is a serve for me.
I think it's a serve too. Yeah.
I just think like the idea behind it, the execution of it, it's so perfect, because it's like this juxtaposition of like camp, but it's also a gown. And I think that's great for me.
Very glamorous.
So you agree, a serve for you?
I think so, yeah. I like that it's like she could have totally just had this gown and been like, I'm gonna grab some sausages, but it works, you know?
Yeah.
That's the fun of it. So
Yeah, she's from the very beginning, I thought that she was going to be in the top 3, in my opinion.
yeah,
So
she's
I thought for sure
definitely
she'd be the top 3.
she's in my top 3, if not top 2. Like, I love Jessica Wilde.
That's awesome. Serve, Miss Jessica. All right, next up we have Kahana Montrese with Miss Tired Ass Showgirl. And let's take a look at her runway. Now, I have to say, Kahana's been beautiful. Her
Beautiful.
absolutely fantastic. I will say I got a little bit overwhelmed by all the Vegas references. Like almost every look was like Vegas. But the one thing is you can't say this looks bad. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful gown. And if I had one complaint about it is I don't know if the intention behind it, which is the Miss Tired Ass Showgirl here. Let's pause it, give it a look there. I don't know if it reads that to me. You know what I mean? Like I see that it says that, but to me, if you took that off of this look, like with Jessica's, if you took off the name, Miss Sausage Party, you would still get a joke. Like there would be a joke there. With this one, I think if you remove that, it's just a really pretty gown. But I don't know if that's enough to say it's a swerve, because I think it's a beautiful look and her makeup is beautiful. Her package has been great. Do you think the intention counts more, or is it the execution, or how do you look at it when you're?
Well, it's hard. Like, do we grade her on a curve because she's been so like she's so put together. She's so stunning. But out of all the looks that she's done, this one, like, just because it doesn't really hit the mark of what she's trying to give, it's kind of a swerve for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna swerve it, not based on how it looks, because look at her mug. Like
She's
looks
stunning.
beautiful. But I think in this runway, and when you have runways like this one, where the ideas are very conceptual, for me, it's most important that you actually commit to what the runway is asking you to do. And I don't think there was a lot of commitment. So unfortunately for me, this is a swerve, but Kahana's still beautiful. And spoiler alert if you didn't know, this was her this was her last week in the competition, but she still got the Fame game. And I have to say, if we're talking about packages for the Fame game,
she's a strong contender.
Very strong contender.
I kind of wish she almost went like ugly and tired and haggard. Like, we know some tired ass showgirls. Like, I wish she had drawn inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, totally, because she's beautiful. How are you going to call yourself tired when you're so beautiful?
Right.
I don't know. It's a swerve, but it's
well
not
rested.
I don't like it. Okay, so next up after Kahana, we have Lala Ree with Miss Bootlegger. Now, this look is clearly concept. Like, this look was one where she went and said, look, I'm not going to give you the most beautiful thing you've ever seen on the runway. I'm going to commit to the character that I'm giving you. And that is this bootleg character with the Asia O'Hara, like
so
bootleg
funny.
DVD there. And I got the reference immediately. Like, when I saw her coming out and she said Miss Bootlegger, I was like, nailed it for me. So I think this is like peak Lala Ree for me, because I don't think there's anything wrong with this look at all from head to toe. What do you think about this look overall?
I love it. When she first came down the runway, I was like, oh no, Lala, what is this? Because I guess I didn't get it. And then because I didn't see like the tag thing at all, I was like, did she not let her anything? Like, did she not bring like a sash like that said something? Then she turns around and I'm like, that's genius, to be so bootleg that the sash is backwards. Like, that's how you do it. That's so funny to me.
Yeah,
she just nailed it.
For me, this is a serve, because I think this again, this runway is very conceptual, and I think she nailed the concept. I mean, everything about her character is totally committed. And also, I know we're not really talking about the challenge 100%, but she was really, really strong in the challenge as well. And so I think so
funny. Like, and I've loved Lala Ree like since her season. Like, she's always the funniest in the workroom, and then when it came to the challenges, she would struggle like on her season. And then this year, like, it's like she's hilarious. She's fun. When she was in the workroom and she started going Precious when they were all doing the Mommy Dearest references, I'm like, you're so funny.
I love to see girls that come back, these queens that come back, these artists that come back and have an opportunity to show what they actually have done since their time on the show, instead of feeling very static. There's a couple of queens that I think have grown a little bit, but not quite as much as some of the others. I think Lala Ree always had that passion It was just the execution wasn't there, and I'm glad to see that this season, for the most part, she's been, and this was her win as well. So
Yeah, she
it
hasn't
was
even
really
been
good
in
to
the
see her get a
bottom,
win.
has
So
she?
no, I don't think so. So yeah,
Mm.
definitely good. All right, so let's move on. I think we both said serve on this one, so we're gonna go with the serve. Next up, we have Candy Muse with Miss Arrogant. When I tell you, I fell out of my chair when I saw her walk out in this look, because I immediately got this reference. I immediately remembered the Untucked with Tamisha and her, and I thought, yeah, this is perfect. And it's so wacky. Like, okay, to be very clear, I think the original look was cuter. The one with the backpacks and all the zippers and everything. I think that look was cuter, because I believe that's the one she's referencing.
Yeah.
But then this one is like the like, I guess the runway up fashion version of that. I don't think there's anything particular wrong with the overall like look. I think the hair might be a little bit much for me. But
see,
she's
I
committed
think
to
we're
it,
on the
so.
opposite ends of it, because so when it said Miss Arrogant, I'm like, that's, of course, like, you can't not pick that. Like, that's perfect. You know what I mean? That's the perfect idea for her to have. And I love that the hair is like her, what is it? Like, she's got like a big head, you know what I mean? Like, she's arrogant. I get that, but I don't like the outfit itself.
Yeah.
Like with the fur and the, I don't know. It's not my favorite outfit, but I like the concept. I kind of wish she was like popping off on the runway like she did it to Misha, though. You know what I mean? Like, if you're Miss Arrogant, like, I wish that kind of came through in the modeling.
I kind of see what you're saying. So maybe like maybe there's, you know what, to be honest, there's not a lot of Candy personality in this runway, which is something that I think she's known for. Like, she's serving us face. I mean, she's got a beautiful makeup here.
She always serves face.
Yeah, I mean, she looks great on the runway, but like I said earlier, I think the original look was more successful. Like, I think that original look that this was inspired by was a more successful look. I'm trying to figure out, the more I look at this, because I haven't looked at this since I saw it the other day.
Yeah.
The more I look at this, I'm trying to figure out what's happening in this look. Like, why is it constructed the way it is?
I really don't. It's really the fur that I really don't love. But I love the concept of like Miss Arrogant. You know?
I think
not sure.
the hair for me is fine. I think it would have been better with a different look. Honestly. I don't know. The more I look at this, the more I'm trying to figure out what she was thinking with this, because the other look was like a school. I think it was like all backpacks and like
like, see how it has like all the tiaras. Like, she's like, I'm like the triple, like you have a big head. Like, I love that. Like, that's like such a cool idea.
Then the feather thing on the shoulder, I don't totally get it. So look, I think Candy has done really well, but the more I think about this, and how I said earlier that I prefer the original look better, I'm gonna have to swerve this one.
I'm gonna swerve it, but love Candy and her face. Oh my god, I love that she has so much blush on. You know, I love blush.
And she was really funny in the challenge as well. I thought she was really funny in the challenge. But I'm gonna just swerve this one, not because I necessarily don't get the reference on this. I just don't think it's a very attractive look. But you know what? Some people can love it. If you love it in the comments, tell us that we're wrong. I would love to hear. Okay, next up, don't tell us.
No, I was like, let us know how bad we are.
Well, remember we said earlier that everything you say is 100%
it's absolute.
Next up, we have Alexis Michelle with Miss Manpig. Now,
I love this.
I did not get this initially until like I started looking at it like up and down, and I'm like, oh, I get all of it now with the glove, the big long glove. So yeah, like I was like, okay. By the way, I think, and we haven't gone through all of them yet.
Yeah.
But I think conceptually, the two most successful ideas on the runway were both Lala Ree and Alexis Michelle. I
can see that. So far,
and we'll have to see we go further, but I think right now, I think they're the ones that gave me the most fun concept, because who turns a jockstrap into a gown?
It's smart, and honestly, like it took me a second like to see what was going on, but not in a way that it was like, girl, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, I just had to like get a good look at it, and I was like, oh, she's a jockstrap. Oh, that's the hanky code. Like,
and then the hanky code is for a certain object inside the body, I think, is the which is why there's a big leather plastic rubber
Oh, that's what that glove
on
was
one arm.
for. I was wondering about the
Yeah.
glove. That confused me.
I might have to check that in post, but I believe that's what it is, which is why the glove is there. But look, this is a really smart runway, and I have to say the funny thing about it, and at first I didn't like it, but now that I'm seeing it again, I do, because the one thing that threw me off was all the really nice jewelry. But I think the really nice jewelry is a good juxtaposition to what the actual dress is. And she looks fantastic. Alexis is giving me very Jan this season, which is, I think she's doing pretty good. She's just not getting that recognition, I guess, for a lot of her stuff.
And it's a lot of gowns. Like, I think I'm trying to think of when we haven't seen her in a gown. I know that thing that she made wasn't one. It was like a little skirt thing.
Yeah, but all of her looks that she's brought in for her package seem to be gown driven. And even the one they did, like the what was it, Reveal Yourself from I think last week, where it was like the old witch and then it flipped up and it was like this beautiful gown. I'm like, so she flipped from like this conceptual like witch look to a gown, which is what she's been wearing the whole time. She even wore a wedding dress. So like she's had looks where it's like, so I love this, but we're getting close to the end. I want to see her anything else, something else different, but I'm going to give her a serve on this one because I'm going to
give her a serve. Because I think it's similar to Kahana. We got like the Vegas thing a lot from her, but this one, like the point is getting across in the look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. So the next one we have, so we have one more look in the main runway, and then we're going to move into the Fame Game looks. The next look is Jimbo, who is Miss Tits McGee, which
so different for her.
I know. Look, I
has a
love
brand.
Jimbo. Right, exactly. I have loved Jimbo since Jimbo was on Canada's Drag Race. I think Jimbo's a great drag artist, drag clown, which is what they call themselves. But I have to say, this is definitely a branding thing. I know that Jimbo is known. I think that he said it was like a Z cup or something on this runway.
Insane.
Yeah. And it's well done. Like, it's the thing is these particular like boobs or looks where you have the big butts and the big breasts, they can go sideways. Like we've seen them where they just don't work. I think Jimbo has sort of perfected this look. What do you think? Would you agree with that? I mean,
I love it. I mean, I just feel like, what I love about drag is like, there can be a lot to look at. And it can either be really bad or really good. And I feel like Jimbo's always a lot to look at, but I live for it. You know what I mean? Like huge tits, like all the sequin and like the styled hair and the huge crown and the huge jewels. And it's just too much, but I love it. Like,
you know, and the other thing is that I think Jimbo coming into this season after, did you watch UK versus the World? Did you see that season with Pangina?
That was a hard season to watch.
It definitely was. But I will say, I think Jimbo coming into this season, because I consider a versus series to basically be an all-stars. I mean, it's basically an all-star season. So Jimbo coming into this, I think is even more refined than what Jimbo was on the versus season. And I think Jimbo's been a better player this time than he was then, because Jimbo's being very like, let me help you with this. Let me give you advice. Let me do that. Something that we saw Trinity the Tuck do quite often when she was on her All-Stars runs, where they're very nice and they want to help each other out. And it's good. And also Jimbo hasn't really stumbled. Which is another important thing. You don't want to end up in that stumble position. But look, I'm going to give this a serve. I think it's a serve.
It's a serve.
It's definitely not the most out of the box thing for Jimbo, but it's consistent. And Jimbo's makeup, I don't know what happened between Canada and now, but like the makeup journey is just like,
she went to that doctor. No,
is that what happened?
I mean, I'm sure she did. I mean, look, like she looks great. I love Jimbo, and I saw her in person in Richmond. She did this like number, a Shirley Temple, and it was just she's so stupid. Her dancing with Padam Padam as Shirley Temple.
Oh my god!
Everybody needs to see in real time because it's
really weird, because I have heard, and I don't know if this is true, because I have seen Jimbo perform before in like the War on the Catwalk shows. I've seen a couple of those now, and Jimbo is usually very good at like performing and doing things, but on the show here it's like the lip sync happens and Jimbo just freezes kind of and doesn't really do anything. It's a little
it's like you
so
feel out of your element, I think is what
yeah.
it is. Like, especially the songs, like Hallucinate by Dua Lipa isn't really, I don't think of Jimbo when I hear that. You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the Fame game, and we actually have the same amount of queens in the Fame game as we do now in the main runway. First up, I think we have Monica Beverly Hills, who is Miss Sunlight on My Skin, which is a reference to her original season.
Oh, yeah.
And okay, I love Monica. I was very excited to see Monica come back, but this is very underwhelming to me. Like very, very, very underwhelming. And oh wait, that was quick. Anyway,
that was very, okay. They're running through these.
Yeah, they are.
Runways.
They are.
Yeah.
Let me go back for a second to Monica here. Okay,
I mean, she
so
looks
Monica,
beautiful.
Yes,
She
absolutely
looks beautiful.
I could see. This is no offense, please. You guys know I'm not trying to send hate anywhere here, but I have been DJing and being part of the drag community for almost 30 years, and I can tell you that I have seen a version of this look all over the place. It's just a basic outfit. There's nothing spectacular about it. I do like the reference. I think the reference is good because it does come from her season, but this could have been so much more. For me, this is a swerve because I just don't think it's
I don't feel like every look has to be like some huge thing, but if you're Sunlight on the Skin, I want like, maybe she could do like a sun back piece or something. You know what I mean? Like take something simple and put something like large to make a statement. Yeah, it's a swerve for me, but she looks stunning. I love that hair.
But I still love you, Monica. Please, come and perform near me so I can come see you.
Oh my God, get her at the
that would be great for the reopening.
Yes.
Okay, we have Naysha Lopez. Now, this is Miss Shady Lady, and I know it's probably because I didn't really see it at first because it was so hard to see. We're gonna pause it right there. So basically, it's a gown, but then the inner bodice area is like a nude illusion, and then there's like glass, like sunglasses, put on the gown. Yeah, did you not notice that before? It's really hard to see, but that's what it is. It's
oh
like
my God, they are glasses.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Which doesn't read well on the runway. I mean, I really had to zoom in to see it because they're so tiny. What I would have liked to see for this, if she was going to do this concept, is oversized sunglasses, like somewhere, like maybe a
she
crown.
Should have oversized sunglasses.
Yeah,
Shady Lady,
absolutely.
and she tilts the huge sunglasses down.
Yeah.
And
because then she also has this like little like almost cape thing or wing where it's got like phrases from people being shady on Drag Race, which I did like that. But then if you don't notice that the gown has sunglasses on it, it just looks like a black gown with the crown. And
it's the unfortunate like TV like how things are going to read on television thing, because I bet on like a stage this would be a serve like in person, but
it's a swerve for me here because it took me forever to see what it was. And the other thing is that Naysha up until this point has worn a lot of the same silhouette. Almost every single look has been like a bodysuit with shoulders or a gown. Like we've seen very little, and this was the time where I think in this particular category she could have done something different, because you got to remember, if they wouldn't have been eliminated, this would have been her look on the runway, and I just don't think it was enough. So I love Naysha, Miss Continental, do your thing. You look beautiful, but I do not like this look, so it's going to be a swerve for me. What about you?
I think I'm going to give it a serve. I think there's like a few things like you said, like how it like comes across on TV, and I did not know it was made out of sunglasses until you said something. But maybe like I just want to give her the benefit of the doubt in person, you know what I mean? Like that could be really fierce, but I do wish there were like big sunglasses.
All right, next up we have Mrs. Kasha Davis. That starts out as Miss Senior Center, but then turns into Miss Ariana Grandma, I think is the two looks here. So it's a two look reveal yourself here. Look, I love Mrs. Kasha. I think she's a great, beautiful soul. This first portion of this look is so funny. And then it goes into Ariana Grandma,
which so funny for this.
Yeah. Look with the ponytail. Look over here on the right, that right picture there. Yeah. I'm like,
she looks cunt. Mrs. Cunt Davis.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably, to be quite honest, even with the gray wig, this is the youngest she's looked out of all of her looks.
And it's so different for her. Like, it's so different for her. She's taken risks. Nobody can say that Mrs. Kasha Davis has not taken risks on these runways. Like the one where she turns around and it's her like butt and like,
Yeah. Like, well, you're talking about the what was it? She's done two like that. She had the reveal. No, she did the Grace Jones one where it was like the complete back was open. With the red look. Yeah, and then she did that one, and she did the Ask the World Turns looks.
That's right.
Obviously.
Mrs.
So,
Kasha Davis did not come to play it safe.
this is Serve for me. I think this is
Serve
cute
for me. I like it. It's fun.
And I'm so sad to see her go, but she kind of, when she left, she felt very defeated, I think, at that point. So,
and I'm like an MKD stan. I love Mrs. Kasha Davis. So seeing her like this is really fun. I love
that's
it.
fun. All right, so next up after Mrs. Kasha Davis, we have Darian Lake with Misshapen. What a weird way, like out of everybody on the runway, between the main runway and the Fame game, this one is the most abstract like take on this category, because she says she's representing like people's bodies that have different curves and shapes, and everybody should be loved and appreciated. And what a great message along with the actual runway. And I actually think it's cool looking. I think it's a real cool
she looks
look.
chic and fashionable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she looks like she stepped out of the shower, but like in a really, really rich way.
Yeah, it's great. And also I want to just take a second to admire the hair and the makeup on this look. She just looks absolutely stunning here. So
Always
for me, this is a serve. Like I really don't have anything negative to say about this.
What's above a serve? What's above
come on, you got to think of it. I don't have one.
Curve. I don't.
It is our top serve. It's the top serve.
I love this. Yeah. This is really good.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where I don't think you can really argue that she played it safe, because this was definitely again, like this is what I wanted to see in the Fame game, is which queens brought looks that didn't play safe, that would have looked really well. I think on the runway, both her and Mrs. Kasha Davis would have been top looks on the runway on the main challenge. So,
and I think like when I look at, is this the last one? No, there's another one.
There's one more. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I've seen people on Twitter, like, when the Fame game runways, first of all, people are evil. But second of all, a lot of people are like, is Darian going to win the Fame games? Because her runways have been pretty fierce. Like, that one in the black dress, and, like...
Her Grace Jones look was one of my favorites, the black and red. I thought that was great.
I'm like, is Darian going to win? Darian's a good contender. So
and I believe the way they're doing it is, if you look at, like, the schedule for where the Fame game is going to work, is everyone except for the top 3 is going to be in the Fame game, because I think that's the episode right before the finale. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to have everybody come back for the Fame game to play out right before the finale. So
that's going to be so fun to watch. I love like a weird episode of Drag Race, like when they did that like silky lip syncing episode.
Yeah, that was great. That was one of my favorite episodes.
They switch it up like that. Yeah,
I think with the Fame game, what's going to happen is they're going to do like you'll get to see everybody's package, and then everybody will get a chance to vote. But then I think they're also going to wear whatever their finale gown would have been on the runway, which one is going to be. Really
we'll probably get to see them talk and like be like, fuck the top 3 or whatever.
Maybe. Yeah. All right. Last look. Let's knock this out with our final contender, which is James Mansfield, and this is Miss Queen of the Ring, I believe is the title that she gave it here. Which I see it like, this is normally a robe you would see with like a boxer or somebody coming out, or a wrestler wearing before they take it off and then reveal to something else. But then there's no reveal. That's the whole look. And
wait, okay, Miss the Ring. So she's supposed to be a wrestler?
Yeah, Queen of the Ring was the title. She's got the wrestling belt there in her hand. So why did you not reveal into something else? Because this is a reveal gown, like it's an overlay basically.
Maybe so I'm not really sure. Something wrong. Maybe like there was a mishap with her reveal or something, and she said, "Well, I guess I got to keep it on." You know what I mean? Like, maybe a zipper popped or something. But yeah, this is just a swerve for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, for me too, because I don't think that this looks bad, but it's telling me there's something coming. Like, it's like this is going to be a reveal, and then nothing happens, and I'm like, okay, And out of all of the queens in the competition so far, with the exception of a couple of runways, I think James has had a struggle with runway looks, in my opinion. They're just too similar for me.
Yeah,
to be honest, a lot of them.
Yeah, unfortunately. I think the time that she did kind of take a risk was the time that she went home, which was that Grace Jones, Yeah.
I
don't know. I just don't really get wrestler. I'm sure somebody's going to pull up like a picture of a wrestler code and be like, well, it's a wrestler. But I just don't, I guess I'm just not like getting it. If she revealed into like the wrestler outfit and then was like you know what I mean? But
Yeah, because I think that she was trying to mimic calling herself Queen of the Ring. I think she's trying to mimic like the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, like the
oh, well,
glow
then she
wrestling or
needs like
whatever.
a sign, right? Oh, you're talking about like a WWE diva.
I think so. Yeah,
Okay,
I think that's what she's trying
because
to
when
be.
you said that, I thought you meant like the people that hold up like the round
I mean,
two, like
this is the problem with this look. We're
yeah,
trying to
we don't
decide what it's
know where
supposed to
she
be. We
is.
have no
Yeah,
idea what it's supposed to be. Anyway, so that's why it's a swerve for me. So
yeah.
I'm gonna say out of all of these looks, I'm gonna combine the Fame Games with the regular runways. I think the top look for me was the misshapen look. I think that was the most conceptual look, which was the Darien Lake look.
That was really
But
good.
but if I were going to break it down to just the main runway looks for me, it would be between Lala Ree and Alexis Michelle, personally. I don't know how you feel about that.
I really liked Lala's look because I feel like unfortunately, like a lot of the queens didn't do like a lot of like characterization of their Miss Blank, but Lala did. You know what I mean?
It was a character. Yeah,
there
yeah,
was
it was
characterization, and it's drag. You know, I don't think it always has to be like this is my couture, blah blah blah. Like I like when somebody's like I'm a character, I look stupid, and it's fine. You know,
right?
That's the fun of it. So,
and I think honestly, I think like the best runways, like these conceptual runways, are when people commit to it 100%. And I think you see that the ones that committed and the ones that didn't. But goodbye Kahana, she's going to be entering the Fame Game. It was the end of the line for her. Still, I think Kahana definitely, out of a lot of the people that came back to the show, a lot of the queens that came back in, it's the ones that were the early outs that I think benefit the most for going the longest. And I think it definitely is going to help in the long run for her and both James. But James was already doing well anyway. She has like a YouTube thing and she's doing a bunch of stuff, so they're fine. But
I love this. I love that about this season. We get to see like people that we weren't really expecting to see. You know,
right? So I'm really excited. So, but thank you so much for joining me today, Sylvia.
Thank you for having me.
Rush off and do some stuff and serving and swerving some looks. So maybe when they start another season of like one of the drag races, if you want to join me, we can have you back on and you could.
That would be so much fun. I love sharing my my absolute opinions.
100% fact.
Yes, everything that you can't dispute. It's like the Bible.
That's serious business.
Yeah, it's serious business. It's not mistranslated at all.
Yeah. But thank everybody for watching this, and definitely leave us comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to see more like this. And if you really enjoyed Sylvia, let us know in the comments. And if you didn't, then just don't say anything at all. If you want to keep up with Sylvia Sterling, all of her links will be down in the info box, including a link to one of her upcoming shows with Miss Jessica.
Shit.
Wow, she's in the green screen there. So yeah, so definitely do that down below. You'll be able to get in touch with her there, and also on Instagram. Follow her on Instagram and give her some love over there, and check her out. Yeah, there we go. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.